Hey guys, what's happening? Haven't made a video in a few weeks. We just had a new baby. Thank you for those of you who have sent me some well wishes. They're greatly appreciated. And yes, I did cut off all of my hair. It's very hot out here in Arizona. It was hit 110 degrees the other day, so I had to get rid of my hair and make myself a little bit cooler. So let's take a look at the market. So last time I did a video on the market, we've obviously been bullish on the market, especially if you've been following my StockTwits posts and Twitter posts. You know that I've been a little more active on there than I have on making these videos. But let's get into this video. Okay, we got this reversal signal down here, and we've been riding our longs ever since then, and we haven't gotten any kind of a sell signal. Okay, even any of these dips haven't even come close to the 21 day moving average. Okay, that's kind of my barometer for the uptrend in the market. You can see right here when we closed below the 21 day moving average right here, you can see then we saw this big dip. Okay, you can see here was a dip over here, and you can see we just bounced right off of that 21 day moving average. Okay, so right here we saw this dip. Everyone got all bared up, but I knew that we were still in a major uptrend here, and we needed to do a lot more damage to that. The other thing that I discussed, and I discussed this on StockTwits a lot, is the fact that we had this known event this weekend, the G20 meeting, and everybody was very worried about what was going to happen with this meeting, going to all cash or hedging, and really worried about what was going to happen. But what typically happens in these cases where you have this big known event that everyone knows about, especially with a president like Trump, who, and I'm not talking about his politics or anything like that. I'm not some Trump supporter, not talking about politics at all, but just discussing Trump is a president who cares a lot about the performance of the stock market, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that bad news doesn't come out for as long as possible. Okay, so you have a president like that going into a meeting like this, where most of the time meetings like this, the majority of the people are wrong. So if the majority of the people are scared going into this meeting, going into all cash, most of the time, most of those people are going to be wrong. Okay, and the thing that matters here, guys, is the trend. The trend is what matters. Okay, because typically, even if we had bad news that came out, the trend is very strong right now. Okay, and typically bad news doesn't really matter in a strong uptrend. And it works vice versa, the other way. If we got good news while the market is trending down, and even in a weaker market than this, the good news wouldn't really matter. It's the trend that matters. And that's why it's so beautiful when you pay attention to price action, because it keeps it simple. It's a lot easier to follow, and it's a lot more effective because the trend here is what matters. So now I'm kind of just going to discuss the chart here. I'll kind of get off of my talking points. But what we have here for the S&P 500, first and foremost, this big dip right here, I believe this was a mini bear market, plain and simple. This is about a 20% dip from here to here, and that is a big dip in the market. A lot of bear markets out there go about 20%, sometimes 30%, something like that. And this was 20%. So people forget that this already happened. This dip already happened. The other thing I want to mention too is that we're right here near these all-time highs. Okay, you can see that we've struggled right around this area. Okay, right around this area several times before. right here, and right here, okay? And then this time, we just came up to it, briefly broke over it, and now we're kind of right at it as of Friday's close. Now, the last couple of times that we came up to it, we had a big dip before, okay? So right here, we had this big dip here, and it took us about 8 months to get back up to these highs, okay? Right here, we had this huge dip right here, and between here and this high, I mean, that's about a year, not a year, about 9-10 months, something like that, okay? And a big dip, and it took us a long time. Even in this huge bullish market right here, it took us a long time to get back up because we traveled so far on the way down, okay? So we expended a lot of energy. That's the kind of point that I'm trying to make here. We expended a lot of energy. It took us about 8 months, okay? We grinded up to get there finally. It took us about another 8 months right here to get up to that finally, okay? And we exerted a lot of energy. But notice, this time that we peaked over it, right here, we took this little minor dip, okay? Look at this dip, huge dip, minor dip right here, and now we're right back right here. I think that we are coiled for a huge move in the market, and I think that this period that we've seen is going to be known as a consolidation period because we went up. Let me just kind of back it up 3 years. So we had this big, let me move my face out of the way a little bit. So we had this big uptrend here, right here, and then this was a lot of sideways trading. I mean, yes, we trended up here, trended down here, trended up here, etc., but when you combine all of this action, this was really consolidation. So we just needed a rest. So we had this big trend, and then we had this rest period right here. Typically, when you have a rest period, that's all that it is. It's a rest period before the next move higher. So I think that we could be heading much higher than the current prices that we're at, okay? So those are my thoughts. And the main thing here that I want to kind of point out is that the trend is the thing that matters right now. Okay, we had a strong close on Friday right here, and the news that came out of this weekend was definitely not bad as far as the relationships between China and the U.S. Again, I don't factor those things into my trading. I follow the trend, I follow price signals, and that's it. But typically, if you're going to have bad news, you would know about it over the weekend. We didn't get bad news. China and the U.S. Are not doing any new tariffs. So no bad news, more of the same. And more of the same means what? More of this uptrend. Okay, nothing is getting in the way. Okay, price is strong. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on the market. I definitely think that we're set up for a big, huge breakout that I think is going to catch a lot of people off guard. Now, the other thing that I think that could happen, that I don't think is as likely, but the other thing that I think that could happen is, let me kind of back it up, is this kind of trading sideways here for a little bit, and you're just kind of chopping around in this area, maybe back and forth like this, something like that, and then breaking out. But whether we kind of, continue this breakout today or tomorrow and just blast off from here, or we trade a little bit sideways from here and then trend higher, I think that either way, the odds favor a higher move eventually in this market, and I definitely am favoring longs over shorts, just because that's what's working in the market right now. And I'm not just throwing out this disclaimer. I'm not some perma-bull or anything like that. I think it does pay to be more bullish than bearish just in the market, because if you just look here, I mean, look at 10 years of the market. Okay, a lot of people don't realize this, but 10 years. I mean, we've just gone higher and higher and higher. Okay, we've had few short opportunities, boom, but they've been very short-lived. And buying dips has really, really paid off. And I have a strategy that I've been personally using here that catches pretty much every single one of these dips. Okay, and I just initiated a trade here that I'm actually still in that I bought down here. Okay, and I'm still on that trade because my trailing stop has not gotten hit, and that's how you make compounding gains in the market. Is you buy low based off of a proper signal, and then you let that winner ride for as much as you can. Okay, so I won't get into that. I just kind of wanted to share that briefly. And speaking of my trades, we actually have premium service here at thetradinganalyst.com, and you can follow every single trade that I make in real time. All of the entries and the exits are delivered in real time to my paying clients via text message. Most of the plays are actually also put on a watch list ahead of time, as well as covered on a video analysis similar to what I'm discussing right now, except I don't talk about my haircut and I don't talk about Trump. I'm just talking about the actual setup to help you prepare for the actual trade alerts when they actually come. So if you want to make winning trades like this, our portfolio tracker is up $265,000 in the last 12 months almost now. It's about 11 and a half months right here, $265,000. Our average win is 47%. The average loss is 25%. So you can see our average win is almost double that of our average loser. And plain and simple, we are making money, and members are making money when they follow these alerts. So if you'd like to make money in the market, you want to get a real-time alerts whenever I enter or exit a position, and you want to be prepared ahead of time for these trades so that you can learn and grow and get better, then go ahead and sign up for the premium membership today. I want to tell you that we're actually raising the prices here by a lot, and I'm just waiting on my web developer to kind of finish some pages here for the website. And once that happens, we are going to be raising the prices. I think it's about we're about tripling the cost of the membership. And if you're thinking, well, that's so high, well, the value that you get from this membership is worth 10 times the cost of the membership. And I'm also telling you that because since we are raising the prices, the current prices that you see on the website are only going to be valid for another few days. So if you're on the fence, you've been watching me, you like what I have to say, and you want to join, you've been thinking about it, now is the time to do it before these prices go up. Of course, you can join at the higher rate if you're not ready to make that decision right now, but you will have to pay the higher rate. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. The other thing I didn't mention is we also have the educational videos that I make for members. There's about 60 hours of educational content for you within the website. So it's not just about handing you out these alerts. It's about helping you grow and get better as a trader. And you also have access to me personally, virtually 24/7 via text, email, and the live chat that we have on the website as well. So I know I've talked for a lot. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Happy to chat with you. If you have any questions about the charts that I discussed in this video, let me know about that as well. Have a great rest of your day. Good luck in the market this week, and I'll see you guys next time.